Hello, I'm Bob Schieffer, and welcome to the CBS Evening News online edition. Just ahead, Jordanian authorities believe they know how a husband and wife team carried out the Radisson Hotel bombing. David Hawkins will have details. Also, we'll begin another of our cross-country road trips. This time, we focus on one of America's greatest health problems, obesity. It's all starting now on the CBS Evening News online edition. And there are more indications tonight that the terror attack in Amman, Jordan, may have backfired on the terrorists, as Secretary of State Rice made an unscheduled stop in Amman to offer condolences and lay a wreath near the site of one of the bombings. Islamic websites, which normally support al-Qaeda, leveled unprecedented criticism of the organization and said it will pay a heavy price for taking the lives of 57 innocent people. And authorities say a woman arrested in connection with the attacks may have valuable information about the attack's planners. Here's David Hawkins in Amman.
The U.S. military says during its Fallujah offensive last year, it temporarily detained a man with the same name as one of the suicide bombers who attacked 3 hotels last week in Amman. A woman suspected of being the 4th bomber, 35-year-old Sajida al-Rishawi, modeled a thick belt packed with explosives and ball bearings during a confession broadcast on Jordanian state television. She nervously told her interrogators how she tried and failed to blow herself up. Jordanians believe she's half of a husband and wife terror team sent by al-Qaeda's top terrorist in Iraq, Abu Musab al-Zarqawi. Rishawi says she and her husband crossed the border using fake passports, then rented a furnished apartment in an Amman suburb along with 2 Iraqi men. There, she says, her husband pulled out his and hers suicide bomb belts.
He put one on me and wore the other. He taught me how to use it.
Wednesday night, Rishawi says she and her husband left their rented apartment, got into a taxi, and drove to downtown Amman. They pulled up to the Radisson Hotel and walked in.
There was a wedding at the hotel with children, women and men inside. My husband detonated. I tried to explode, but it wouldn't. People fled running, and I left running with them.
Rishawi might have escaped, except when al-Qaeda in Iraq claimed responsibility for the attacks in an internet message, it mentioned 4 bombers, a married couple and 2 others. That tip-off put Jordanian police on her trail. CBS News has learned she was arrested on Sunday after a neighbor called the police when she returned to the apartment alone. Her videotaped confession was aired Sunday night.
Rishawi may have a lot more still to say. She's the sister of one of Zarqawi's top deputies who was killed by U.S. forces and could provide valuable intelligence about Iraq's al-Qaeda network. Bob?
David, when Americans saw this woman on television, I mean, they were really fascinated. People were talking about it in every office that I was in today. What was the reaction of the Jordanians?
I think Jordanians were relieved. It provided some sense of closure that this woman had been captured. There were celebrations in the streets after the televised broadcast of her confession. But some Jordanians are skeptical. They just don't believe that they could have found her so quickly.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Dave. This year and tonight, we're going to begin a new way to report stories of importance. Put a reporting team in a car and have them drive cross-country to see how a particular issue is affecting people along the way. We did that to gauge the impact of high gas prices and to see how the war in Iraq was affecting the folks back home. Well, tonight we launch a tour to report on a health crisis, obesity. A CBS News poll shows that 93% of Americans believe obesity is a serious public health problem, and 35% believe they are overweight. Mika Brzezinski is heading our tour. Tonight she is in Houston, and she begins there for a reason. Mika?
Well, that's right, Bob. Houston is the fattest city in what is becoming an increasingly fat country. 20 years ago, just a few states had a weight problem. But take a look at today. 41 states have dangerous levels of obesity. And we're going to travel right through that red zone where a quarter of the population is obese. We're starting out in Houston, where everything is big. Big buildings, big houses, and ground zero of the obesity crisis.
You see it in school, you see it in the restaurants, you see them at the stores. Everywhere you look, you're seeing overweight children nowadays.
And it's not just kids, it's everyone.
And it almost seems like there's no end in sight.
Dr. Samuel Klein says it's simple. Fat kills.
It causes diabetes, bad lipids, high blood pressure, stroke, heart disease, cancer, liver disease, lung disease.
And it's no secret how we got that way. Food that's fast, easy, and hard to resist is a big part of our diet.
They want junk food.
And how often do they get it?
A lot. A whole lot. Let's just put it that way.
Nowhere is the temptation to eat junk greater than on the road. Just look at what's out there. And no one knows that better than truckers.
I'm having catfish, potatoes, green beans, and macaroni and cheese.
Randy Hale has been a trucker for 2 years and started putting on the pounds right from the start. How much did you put on?
I put on 20.
20 pounds.
20 pounds.
In how long?
About 4 months.
187 over 106. A little high.
This national health tour is aimed at truckers. After a heart attack ended Barry Powellick's career as a driver, he started a campaign for healthier truckers.
We can't make them change. I can't say, eat this. I want them to make the change, and I think they will do that.
Randy thinks he's changing his diet, but is he really? There was fried food, there was macaroni and cheese, there was a lot of fat in that meal.
Yes, there was.
So that was one of your healthier meals?
It would rank up there with the top 5, yeah.
And like most of us, he's got an excuse.
I was a good boy last night, so I cheated a little bit today.
No, Bob, macaroni and cheese is not a vegetable, but that's just the problem. We've developed such a warped sense of what a healthy, balanced meal is, we don't even know when we're cheating.
And where do you go to tomorrow?
Well, we're headed to Louisiana, where we're going to ask the question, Bob, can you be fat and fit at the same time?
Okay, thanks. Stories are just a click away, but don't forget to join me on television for the on-air edition of the CBS Evening News. On Tuesday's broadcast, can you weigh over 300 pounds and be fit? You'll meet a man who weighs that much and competes in triathlons. For CBSNews.com, I'm Bob Schieffer.